welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I am going to be sharing with you some polishes that will be available in January's polish pickup shop. So January's theme is Masquerade and the shop is going to be open starting on January 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and it will be open through January 6th. The shop's wish listing feature always goes live the Sunday before the shop opens, so this month it's going to be open on December 29th. There's no set time for when wish listing will be available. It's just usually sometime in the afternoon after they can get the site all the way put together. And wish listing allows you to view all or most of the items that will be available in the upcoming shop. Some of the items I'm going to share with you today might have a cap, and that means that there's a limited quantity of that item available. So if anything that you love has a cap, you're going to want to make sure to shop as close as you can to when the shop opens. Again, that is January 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Down in the description box, you'll find links to everything you need to shop, including the site and Polish Pickup social media. All right, we have 4 gorgeous polishes to look at today. Let's go ahead and check them out. We're starting off with Beasy's Lacquers offering. They're bringing us 7 Sins. It's described as being a smoky navy with cobalt microflake shimmer. This one is inspired by the Secret Masquerade Club from the novel Throne of Secrets. It's going to be $13 and there will not be a cap on this one. So I thought with that darker base it would be a more opaque shade, but you can see here on the first coat it definitely leans more jelly and is a little bit slower to build up. I, here on the application video, did 3 thinner coats, and that's what I would recommend with this one. In the full hand swatch, I went on with 3 thicker coats just because I wanted that fully opaque look, and I had a little bit of patchiness when I went in with thicker coats. So I would recommend 3 thin coats with this one. If you use that application style, you probably won't see a whole lot of visible nail line showing through. You really can't see it here, but what I saw was a little bit of my nail showing through. So if you've got serious staining, that may affect the base color just a little bit. But I thought this one was absolutely beautiful in the indirect lighting you see here, which is perfect going into winter. And then here's what it looks like in direct sunlight. Very sparkly microflake shimmer and a super unique shade to my collection. The base almost has like a blackened indigo kind of look to it. It's beautiful. Really, really pretty. Next up, we have Sassy Sauce Polishes offering. They're bringing us Secrets and Scandals, which is described as a thermal that's black when cold and colorless when warm. It's got a gorgeous glowy blue shimmer and blue to black UCC flakes. This one was inspired by a picture of a black and blue masquerade mask. It's going to be $13 as well and capped at 500 bottles. So this one was very quick to transition. Sassy Sauce's thermals always are. They're super sensitive. I was warm while swatching this, so pretty much immediately upon applying, it went right to that warm colorless state. But you will get to see some of the cold state here on my application video. So the base is described as being a black, but until I read the description about 1 minute ago, I thought it had a blue base. It really looks like a dark, gorgeous, rich sapphire blue base to me in the bottle. But I think that's just all of the shimmer kind of taking over the polish. And I was so surprised that the shimmer popped that well when this was in its cold state, because it kind of has like a tonal look to it as well, but the shimmer is just incredibly glowy and shiny. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. It's in its warm state here, but you can see that colder state at the tips of my nails. This is winter in a bottle to me. I loved the cold state. That dark blue is so rich, but I really loved that warm state. It's like a very ghostly shade of white, and the shimmer shows up so well. Those flakies really pop, and if you've got longer nail length, then you will see this pretty like gradient on your nails. So fun. And now for something completely different from Cuticula this month, we have Dance With Me. This one's described as being a wine jelly base full of green to gold to orange to yellow shifting iridescent flakes. It is inspired by another Cinderella story and the Masquerade ball scene. It's going to be $13 and there is no cap on this. So this is a true cuticula jelly formula. If you've used that finish from this brand before, you already know it's so smooth, so easy to work with. The flakies just glide over the nail. You don't have to pat them down. I feel like her flaky to base ratio is just perfect. I would definitely recommend 3 coats for this one, as I would for pretty much all cuticula flakies. They just perform best in 3 thin coats. That way you get the most flaky payoff and a gorgeous saturated fully opaque base color. So this is 3 coats. Love seeing that gold pop against the wine base. And then here's what it looks like indoors on an overcast day. It's against the window, but this is kind of what it looks like in shaded lighting and even darker shaded lighting. Oh my word. Those flakes, they're so pretty. Like this one would be beautiful most of the year. I could see myself wearing it summer, fall, or winter. And then here's what it looks like in my studio lighting. I just wanted to give you an idea of what it looked like in direct sunlight, since we didn't have any natural sunlight when I swatched this. But of course, it is so beautiful there as well. And the final polish I have to share with you today comes from KBShimmer, and it's called Breathe, Just Breathe. It is described as being a multi-chrome that starts with a pink-leaning silver tone. It transitions to teal, shifts to navy and indigo with flashes of green and teal showing through. This one is inspired by the Masquerade ball scene from Ever After. It's going to be $13 and there is no cap. So this one was a little on the sheer side on the first coat, but had a really easy to work with formula. 2 coats gave me great coverage, but I could see a little bit of my visible nail line showing through. I think shorter nail lengths will be good in 2 coats, but longer nail lengths may want a third. I felt like 3 was just right for me, but I have a really prominent visible nail line. So that's what 3 coats looks like. This is a really unique shifty multi-chrome, just from that dusty, like grayed out blue to the teal, and then there's like a brighter blue shift. Oh, look at that. Wow. This one was so shifty. It was gorgeous in every lighting situation. And I just love that there's so much blue in this. Because it looks great, again, I feel like for pretty much any season. And then here's what it looks like in direct sunlight, super duper shiny and sparkly, and then in indirect lighting. It's gorgeous as well. So some gorgeous polishes available for this month. I'll save my final thoughts until the end, but I did want to share one more item with you, and that is KBShimmer's Sugar Scrub for hand and body. This month their scent is Pineapple Passionfruit, and I haven't smelled it yet. It is still in its protective seal. And I also haven't read the description for it, so I'm really eager to do that. But before we get into that, I did want to tell you a little bit about the Sugar Scrub and why I find myself purchasing it. So I've used KBShimmer Sugar Scrubs for years. I've received them in PR, but I've also purchased them on my own. They are fabulously formulated. They are perfectly gritty in my opinion, and are so effective, especially in these colder, drier winter months. I always find the scents to be really palatable, even the ones that don't sound like scents I would like. Sometimes I'm very surprised. And then the scents that I do like, I'm consistently blown away. They fit the description perfectly, and they're never overpowering or cloying, and you get a nice linger from the fragrance for a while after using the product. I like using it on my nails as part of my weekly manicure routine. I also use it for pedicures and to exfoliate before shaving. I think it's a great deal. You get almost 10 ounces of product for $11. Such a bargain. And it's not drying. Some scrubs I've used before either feel like they're not doing anything. They're really like squishy and there's not a lot of grit to them, Or the opposite effect happens where they are super like granular and they just feel like they're scraping my skin off. KBShimmer scrubs are right in the middle. They're effective, but really moisturizing. They have ingredients like olive oil, castor seed oil, cocoa seed butter, shea butter that leave my skin feeling hydrated after I use them. So yeah, I definitely recommend this as a product. And now we're gonna check out the scent. Yeah, that's good. If you're someone who likes tropical scents, I think you're going to love this one. I honestly was expecting something sweeter. I was expecting this to be a scent that I wasn't very fond of, if I'm being honest, because I love fruity scents, but sometimes pineapple scented stuff doesn't really smell like pineapple. It smells more like pineapple candy, and it just has an artificial feel. This to me actually smells like fresh pineapple. And I'm not good at picking out notes, but there's something in here that's giving it like a warmth, like maybe some vanilla or something, and it's giving it some depth and really like grounding the scent. I like it. Okay, let's take a look at the notes. So it says that it's a tropical treat bursting with sweet passion fruit notes. I have no idea what passion fruit is supposed to smell like. Complemented by the bright scent of pineapple. There's a hint of pink guava, as well as, oh, that's all. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with guava and passion fruit as far as notes go. Like I mentioned, tropical scents just aren't usually my favorite. But this one is really good. Like, I would not mind having my home smell like this fragrance. It's sweet, but it's not overpoweringly sweet. So those are all the items I have to share with you for this month's Polish Pickup Shop. Again, I will link down in the description box all the sites you need to shop this sale. As far as favorites go, I found all 4 offerings beautiful this month, but once I put them on my nails, my top pick was so clear. I loved Sassy Sauce's Secrets and Scandals. I love it so much, it is going right to my winter rack after this video is done. And I am not a thermal person. I never buy thermals. Even when I get them in PR, usually I destash them immediately because thermal pigment doesn't last. And I just figure, am I gonna really get around to wearing it more than once or twice before the thermal dies? There are very few thermals in my collection where I've gotten to wear it several times and it still transitions. But for me, this one is worth the risk. Either state is beautiful. The shimmer, the flakies, and the colorless state or white state, and the dark blue, and I'm not a dark blue person. Stunning. So pretty. Yeah, in the bottle, like this one's pretty, but on the nails, especially in the warm state, I was in love. So let me know down in the comments what you think you might grab, anything from my video or from other makers. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!